Samsung Galaxy Ace, Fit, Gio and Mini expected first quarter 2011. The ever-expanding Samsung Galaxy series of Android smartphones expanded again today, with 4 new handsets filling out the bottom of the range, mostly due to hit the shelves sometime this quarter. Samsung Galaxy Ace S5830. The most advanced phone in the group of 4, the Samsung Galaxy Ace is a black slabby device with a fairly modest specification compared to top-of-the-range Android handsets. The Galaxy Ace comes with a 3.5-inch 320 by 480 pixel display, an 800 MHz processor with 158 MB of RAM and Android 2.2. On the back is a 5 megapixel camera with what appears to be very basic video capture capabilities. The Galaxy Ace also comes with Wi-Fi including 802.11n support, 3.5G and GPS, plus a microSD slot and a 2GB memory card. Although the Galaxy Ace lacks the screen resolution of many more expensive rivals, the display is large enough to be useful, and overall the specifications make this a handy smartphone for most consumers. Samsung give a recommended retail price of about €360, which does seem expensive to us. The Galaxy Ace should be available in some markets from February onwards. Samsung Galaxy Mini S5570. There was a small rush of mini handsets in the past year or so, the best of these being the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini. So you'd expect something called the Samsung Galaxy Mini to follow the same idea. Unfortunately, there's nothing really mini about the Samsung Galaxy Mini at all. A run-of-the-mill low-end Android phone, the only really distinguishing feature here is the design, which is reminiscent of the hugely popular Samsung Corby. The display is a basic 3.14-inch 240 by 320 pixel panel with a 3 megapixel camera on the back. Inside is a 600 MHz processor coupled with 160 MB of RAM. The Galaxy Mini has 3.5G support and Wi-Fi plus GPS and runs Android 2.2. There's a microSD slot with a 2GB card in the standard sales package and a 3.5mm audio socket too. The suggested retail price is €220, but we think that the Mini might have a real street price of less than €200 when it hits the market from February onwards. Samsung Galaxy Fit S5670. Slotting into the range between the Mini and Ace phones is the Samsung Galaxy Fit, an elegant looking smartphone with a 3.3-inch 240 by 320 pixel display, 5 megapixel camera, 800 MHz processor, Wi-Fi, 3.5G support and GPS, plus a 600 MHz processor and 160 MB of RAM, plus a microSD slot, 2GB is included, all running Android 2.2. Samsung quote a retail price of about €320, which we think is overpriced, and we'd expect the Galaxy Fit to be closer in cost to the HTC Wildfire, which currently retails for less than €250. Samsung Galaxy Gio S5660. Another variation on the same theme is the Samsung Galaxy Gio, this time coming with a 3.2-inch 320 by 480 pixel display, a 3 megapixel camera, 800 MHz CPU with 158 MB of RAM, microSD slot with a 2GB card in the standard sales package, 3.5G support, Wi-Fi and GPS, plus a basic 3 megapixel camera on the back, running Android 2.2 again. Samsung say that Gio comes from the Italian for jewel, but in reality the Gio is a very dull-looking device that follows the usual black slabby pattern for smartphones. Still, underneath it seems capable enough, and should certainly be a good enough Android smartphone for most users. No guidance was given on price or availability, but the Galaxy Gio will almost definitely be available in some markets this quarter.